Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, it's the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099,
The Real ODP.
and I'm your host, the internet's Tayrel713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
So, this is going to seem like a weird question, but weird questions lead to interesting conversations, I think. So what's the saddest porn you've ever seen? And I'll give you, one, I'll give you a chance to process that question. Two, I'll give you an example of what I'm thinking of. So, I'm on one of the sites, name your site. And it was like a Justice League parody.
Oh.
Like there's Superman, there's Robin, there's Batman. Yeah, Robin's not a Justice League. I pointed out that continuity error, but let it slide. It was not Young Justice. And all the other various Justice League members. And of course Wonder Woman. Because, someone's got to do the sexing.
Okay.
So they thwart one of Lex Luthor's plots, and they celebrate with a blow bang. If for those of you not familiar, it's like a gang bang only involving the mouth. Okay. And then, appearing on the screen after it's all said and done is Lex Luthor saying, oh, this whole time you've been doing this, I've been gassing you all with a poisonous gas. And then, so you have not won the war, Justice League. And then he fades out. And then Robin asks Batman, is there anything we can do? He says, I'm afraid not, my young ward. And then Wonder Woman starts crying, and Superman puts her arm around her, and they fade to black. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Jesus Christ, that's awful.
I think they missed a big opportunity to turn this into mom, stepmom, or stepsister, like with Hawkman and Hawkgirl and or the Wonder Twins. Maybe?
Yeah.
The Wonder Step Twins.
The Wonder Step Twins.
Shit. Yeah, that is awful. I don't know if I could pull one. I don't watch produce stuff. I can just tell you about a sad ass porn, and that is I saw a porno once. I think I've discussed before. Harry Twatter.
Oh.
And it was a Harry Potter parody that was so awful that on multiple levels here. So let's run through it. One, just a bad Hogwarts parody, just terrible. You know what I'm saying? So we could already start there. Two, nobody really had Harry Twatters because clearly they had actresses who always shave their business and had instead of hiring actresses who don't shave their business to make this shit. And therefore, or get some nice wigs for the ladies. So
put off filming for a week.
It didn't even work as a gag in that regard because they all were bare down there. So none of them were hairy twatted.
So was I guess the lead character, was it male or female?
It was male. It was wonder if I can
See,
find Harry Twatter if I
they
go
lost
look
the
it up.
opportunity there because what should have happened was, you know, they should have gave, like, I guess, Harriet Twatter, like, I guess the scar on
Yeah.
her forehead should have been cum.
Well, so like, even to this day, Vanessa and I will discuss Harry Twatter and the Sorcerer's Bone. It's just
Oh
everything
man, that's
about it
such a
is
good
awful.
title.
And
That is a good title.
yeah,
You got me at the title.
and it was just worthless. It's like we pretty much wrote a better, like, just in conversation discussing how awful that movie was. And so I'm trying to see if I can, like I said, if I can literally find it. Let me just click on videos.
So I guess while you're looking for that, I guess I'm kind of on the same wavelength with T. Like, I really don't watch too much produced stuff anymore. It's mostly just like clips and videos that are amateur. But the saddest, I guess, or most regretful, I'll say most regretful film is maybe like the Roots parody.
Oh, this ain't Roots.
What?
Yeah.
What? Some things don't need to be parodied, though.
But I watched it and I'm regretful of it. Somewhat. Not 100% regretful. It's a cool story now, but I guess like you know, that dollar I paid for it at the barbershop, you know, I guess I'm not that regretful. But I would have to say Roots parody. But this ain't Good Times. It's still a classic.
Well, here's Harry Twatter's Safe for Work trailer. So I will throw that in the. This is on YouTube, so truly it is safe for
okay.
general consumption.
I wonder if they got This Ain't Good Times Safe for Work trailer.
Oh my god! But like I said, it's terrible. It's just oh my god! It's even looking at it now.
It's 2 minutes.
It's terrible graphics because they keep panning.
Entertainment. That's funny.
They keep panning past this, like, I guess what's supposed to be Hogwarts.
Porn plot reviewed. Harry Twatter. So they got like.
Okay, I am going to rewind this a little bit. I'm going to share so the listeners can hear a little bit of this situation because
they had to change up the music, right? Because they don't have the rights.
Oh well, like I said, we're gonna.
It still sounds very witchy.
Kudos to them for the name though, because so many porn just goes with like this ain't or this isn't. I know it's not. I got you I went through the cowboy doors.
Yeah. But Harry, you don't understand. I'm tired of looking at homie's bald pussy. I need some hairy snatch to fuck.
I do understand, Ron. It's just, do you really think it's a good idea for me to get the spell from Bellatrix and then use it on every girl in the school? In Ron's dream, you were giving all the girls...
Giving all the girls what, Harry?
Well, you know.
Shag carpeting, you might say?
Do it now. Do it in a rush. Give me a big, big bush.
You're an idiot, but well turned on. So why waste it?
All right.
Rumor has it that Harry and your brother are the perpetrators.
I could kill them.
No. Don't be so upset.
I kind of like it.
Harry, you don't know you did this with your stuff.
I really don't want to get expelled.
No, Draco, just wait. Don't run off just yet.
Also, as you can hear, the worst.
That's besides the point.
British accents you've ever heard, like impressions.
You want to touch it?
Some of them aren't even trying.
I do enjoy the bush.
Whoa.
All you have to do is promise not to say anything to anyone, and you can really enjoy my toilet.
My whole world's honor.
It's awful in a way that it's just bad. It was just bad. That's why it was so sad.
I remember in Boogie Nights, like Jack Horner's main goal was to make a movie where you come and you keep watching. I don't even think I could come to that at all.
Bruh.
I wouldn't want to.
Again, every one of those women bare. So to pretend like they had hair, they simply didn't.
They didn't have CGI hair?
No.
Damn.
No.
CGI pubic hair.
Oh my gosh! I wish I could find not that I want you guys to watch, but it's like I want you to see it. So you can be like, yeah, that's clearly a bare situation down there.
I trust you.
This is dumb. So there you go, Gabriel. That is our sad situations.
Sad.
I should be stroking myself, not shaking my head.
Oh my god! I think I found a clip of it. I'm trying to see if this is legit. Cause it'll end up being like something else. Yeah. Anyway, it ain't really working. But if that clip works, whatever, I can I can send it to you, gentlemen. Yo, you better practice what you preach. I got 7 MCs at 10 G's a show each. Never interfere and shit. Souvenirs for your ear and shit. Clear poetry like William Shakespeare and shit. Word is born checking me out. A, what you talking about? B, lost and you walking about. Niggas got beef, they really want to chill and start talking it out. A, oh my God, y'all niggas be bugging me out. Wish they could lay me down and have the police start chalking me out. Now I zoom in on you, my niggas start stalking you out. Shut down on the bullshit you totally calling about. This one's for my people, my niggas up north. The rulership dynasty of flip mode finally come forth. Exports and imports, hitting you with flavors of all sorts. My squad coming through, chop your ear off. Now what y'all niggas want to do? Yo, we can take it outside. So forth and so on. That's one Busta Rhymes on the now 25-year-old When Disaster Strikes. His second album, pretty good, not great, bruh. When I be getting these numbers of like, oh, it's X amount of age, I'm like, what in God's name? I'm just ancient, bruh. I'm just ancient. But hello, welcome to it. It's Stage Crunchy and Milk. It's episode 463, and we are not a Marine heavy helicopter squadron, but we do appreciate the Pegasus. I'm your host, the Tatum 713. Joined as always by my best friends. It's Tatum 216.
Yes, I'm here finally.
And back in the building is the RV in Puerto Rican. It's the homeboy Gabe.
Holy bare floors, Batman!
Holy smokes! That's got to be something, right? Somebody had to make a '60s Batman parody, right?
Yeah,
that's got to be better than Justice League.
The sad Justice League. Jeez Louise, bro. Was there more to it? Maybe did you see the whole film? Maybe it just had
that's true. There was like a short clip. Maybe there was like. They did find a cure. I don't know.
maybe we got a meanwhile down the way. You know what I'm saying? Remember that from the Justice League? Oh my gosh. Box is wanting to hurt his feelings by watching the Browns play against the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. He's also out next week, so just suck it up. You don't get Box for a couple of weeks. I'm sorry. I know how much you love him.
that Box has hair on it.
Man, I am just been focused on Cleveland's baseball team as opposed to Cleveland's football team, and it's been better for my soul. Boston's basketball team suspended their coach for an entire year. And his future with the organization will be decided on later because he apparently was banging out somebody who worked for the organization.
Oh.
Mind you, the entire league suspended and a team owner for a year for saying all kinds of racial shit earlier in the week. And so you're telling me you telling me voluntarily banging, you know what I'm saying, is as bad as racism that has led that man now to sell the teams that he owns. So I think that's a suspension that is a little too that's a punishment that's a bit too far for but you know what, Richard former Cavalier great Richard Jefferson, Cavalier champion, said if the suspension is that long, was it really consensual? And he may be right, because bruh, that's a wild one.
I don't know. I mean,
he let down. This man not only let down his organization, this guy let down many of brothers around the world by cheating on Nia Long. How dare you? You need 2 fucking years of suspension. How dare you, sir?
Oh my God! Now here's the deal,
bitch.
If the Celtics like really suck this season, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't got they man who got them like. Did they go to the finals? Yeah, they lost to Golden State in the finals, right? Yeah. It's like, just saying. Is your moral quandary about this really? Well, who knows, bro? I can't call it. My squad look like they're gonna be doing well this season, so that's all I focus on. The city of Cleveland and its sports teams, outside of the Browns, who just really don't do it for me anymore. So, and seems to be better for my sanity because of it. So, I used to live and die on the Browns victories, like when I was a younger man, and I was like, I can't do this to myself anymore. And yeah, it's been better for my sanity. Am I still getting angry over shit I shouldn't be getting angry over? Yes, of course, but like, not sports. Hey, yeah, there you go. That's about right. But you know what it is, remote. You know, few news stories, a little updates from our lives, little entertainment news. Some of the assholes. Let me ride on out into the sunset. It's that easy. So let me get this started with this story. It's from the good people over at Scene, written by Pete Kotz. And this is why I, the great Mike DeWine, am against student loan forgiveness. Because a good conservative always punches down. When I, the great Mike DeWine, heard that the failing Biden administration was forgiving a portion of student college loans, I shook my granite fist and said, gosh darn it, it looks like something I can exploit in the culture wars. That's why I've joined 22 of my fellow Republican governors in demanding the senile Joe Biden stop giving away money. Because nothing says I'm fighting for you like co-signing a strongly worded letter. As you may know, Let's Go Brandon is forgiving up to $10,000 in student loans for struggling students, up to $20,000 for students who get Pell Grants. You know who gets Pell Grants? Poor people who major in women's studies and are too lazy to get 2 or more jobs. That's who. Officially, our reasoning is this. Decrepit old Biden wants the lowest income Americans to pay off their debt of an elite few, such as doctors, lawyers, and professors. Unofficially, that's a lie. People making more than $125,000 aren't even eligible. But my supporters don't know this. All they know is that someone perceived to be lower than them is getting something they aren't. Because a good conservative always punches down. This isn't to say that Mike DeWine, modern day Lincoln, is against charity. Did you know that I've spent $173 million subsidizing 2 failing coal plants and that one of them isn't even in Ohio? Or that I'm giving $2 billion to Intel to build a computer chip factories outside Columbus? Or that I gave General Electric $98 million to aid 300 jobs in Cincinnati? That's $326,000 per job. But if one thing to offer a hand out to Chad, he can make $15,000 at Discount Drug Mart, just walking in the door. It's quite another to help General Electric CEO Larry Culp. Did you know he only makes $11 million this year? Down from $22 million last year? Just because his stock tanked by 31% doesn't mean he should live like a pauper. That's why you didn't hear a peep from Mike DeWine, Christ-like figure, when leftist Joe Biden was forgiving those paycheck protection loans during COVID. The guy who was raining cash on corporations all over Ohio, but that was for a good cause, like subsidizing any risk associated with business. Chad got $600 to play hacky sack on the quad. In what world is that fair? Back when I was Mike DeWine, hard-working college edition, we didn't need handouts. I put myself through law school working weekends at Old Man Benson's ice cream parlor. Just because tuition has risen by 567% since then doesn't mean these college punks can't pay their own way. Here's a solution. Just work 567 times harder. Duh. The people of Ohio are tired of hardly giving any money to those who need it. It's well written, Pete.
Very sassy.
Well, like I said, that's what I think. That's what my man was doing. So, word to Pete Cotts over at Scene for that little diatribe, and a big fuck you to Mike DeWine, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Now this one makes my heart feel good.
I like heart.
House Republicans pull ads from Ohio Trump district. House Republicans have withdrawn their advertising for Ohio's Republican J.R. Majewski, a MAGA-aligned candidate who was at the Capitol during the January 6th riots. Axios has learned. What's happening? The National Republican Congressional Committee withdrew about $1 million in ad reserves for the district, according to a GOP source familiar with its strategy, all but surrendering the seat to Representative Marcy Kaptur, who currently has the seat, but they tried to gerrymander her out of it. Why it matters. Kaptur's redrawn district, which backed Trump by 3 points in 2020, once looked like an easy pickup for House Republicans. The GOP is now at risk of squandering another race because Republican primary voters nominated an extreme candidate. Details. Majewski, an Air Force veteran, has been under fire for sympathizing with QAnon conspiracy theory movement and saying that every state that backed Trump in 2020 should secede from the United States. The AP reported this week that Majewski misrepresented his military service, inaccurately claiming that he was deployed to Afghanistan after the 9/11 attacks. In reality, he spent 6 months loading planes at an air base in Qatar. The AP wrote his post-military career has been defined by exaggerations, conspiracy theories, talk of violent actions against the U.S. government, and occasional financial duress. Zoom in. Democrats have been relentlessly harrying Majewski on television over his extremist views. He broke through police barricades at the Capitol, then blamed police for the riot. Now he wants to break our country apart, one Kaptur ad says. He's not just radical, he's dangerous. During his primary campaign, Majewski ran an ad saying, "I'm willing to do whatever it takes to return this country back to its former glory. And if I got to kick down the doors, well, that's just what patriots do." House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, Republican of California, campaigned for Majewski last month, seeing his race as key to the party's efforts to win back the House majority. Former President Trump did not endorse Majewski, but praised him at an Ohio rally before the contested primary. So I have been watching a wee bit of actual live television. I was watching Abbott Elementary last night, and I watched something else the other day. And so I've been getting a few political ads. Remember, you know your boy T avoids ads at all costs.
Best way to do it.
Bruh. It is bad out in these streets, but this is good news in that this fucker hopefully will not be elected because he's just an ass and an insurrectionist. And so I also just generally hope that if indeed, not if indeed, because clearly he was at the Capitol on January 6th, that he will be arrested sooner than later and we don't have to even worry about that at all as a problem. Fuck that dude. Again, fuck Mike DeWine. We want to make that clear. But also, fuck J.R. Majewski. And there you go for that. This one, it's written in a way that I'm like, I don't think I'm going to read this. But I figured it'd be a good little chat and talky talk. This is from BuzzFeed Tasty. It's by Ross Yoder. After taste testing the most popular ice cream brands, I honestly can't believe how much better the winner was compared to my go-to. So this man decided he was going to test ice creams, and he had a specific way of doing it. And so what he wanted to go with was cookies and cream.
Okay.
And here's the why. The vast majority of ice cream brands out there use a simple vanilla base for their cookies and cream. So I figured that flavor would be a solid indicator of the overall quality of the vanilla ice cream itself. How smooth and creamy it is, its general sweetness level, and if it delivers in the flavor department. The Oreo adjacent chocolate cookies are also a relatively straightforward mix-in. No swirls or anything, and nothing complicated. To that end, I concluded that the individual flavors of the various elements would be easy to distinguish from one another, and I also realized that cookies and cream would likely be a great barometer of how much each brand gives you when it comes to mix-ins. Let's be real, if they're generous with their chocolate cookies, that's probably not going to rip you off on the cookie dough or cake batter or chocolate chips if you ate, other ice creams from them. So with cookies and cream in mind, I did my research and landed on 8 of the most popular brands I could find, making sure to gather varieties in 3 distinct categories. First up, the widely available standards: Turkey Hill, Friendlies, Breyers, and Edie's. And depending on what part of the country you're in, Edie's is also known as Dryers. Next, the middle of the road options when it comes to price and perceived quality. Whole Foods 365 Organic and Haagen-Dazs are what represent those. And finally, we got the premium brands. These two definitely come in at a higher price point, but they're still available in most stores, and that is Van Leeuwen and Tillamook. And so he ran through, blind taste tested all of these, and let's go over some of his results. Yeah. Number 8, meaning last place, Haagen-Dazs.
Oh.
He says, I know, I'm mad at me for this hot take too, but let me present my case. Where were the cookies? Basically, Haagen-Dazs ain't doing it with the cookie game. And if you look at it, well, you know what? I can of course do that and have you look at it now, can't I?
It's within your power.
That is the Haagen-Dazs.
Oh, that's terrible looking.
Yeah, it really is.
All right. Well, then.
So he gave them a 3 out of 10. On top of the seriously disappointing cookie situation, I found the ice cream itself to be totally lackluster. For brands known for their rich and creamy vanilla ice cream, heck, I've heard lots of people swear that vanilla is the best vanilla. I found it to be aggressively hard, like so hard I had to chew it. And remember, I took all of these ice creams out of the fridge at the same time to let them thaw a bit. In terms of vanilla flavor, it was hardly there. The sweetness level, also off. I don't love an overly sweet dessert, but I'd like to say this one wasn't sweet enough. And perhaps the most puzzling to me was the texture. I found the ice cream to be less creamy, the least creamy of the bunch, and the texture was borderline icy. 3 out of 10. Number 7 is what look, bro. I don't buy nothing Whole Foods like their store brand. None of 365 shit is good. It never is. And if you watch the recent Good Mythical Morning where they tested Whole Foods versus Trader Joe's, it panned out there as well. Whole Foods 365 shit is just not worth your money. And in this case, again, came in 7. Not off by any means, but considering bland would be my first descriptor, I found it to be entirely forgettable. The cookies were also all wrong. Look, bro, it's Oreos or Hydrox or your local, your nearest competitor. Don't be putting your own, like, this is my organic Oreo. Fucking up the whole vibe. Look at that. It's just wrong. Nothing about this ice cream wowed me, and while it's tied for the cheapest, really, product I brought, factory and price per ounce, made it more expensive than any of the other brands, though I do appreciate that they give you a full pint, whereas the other, quote, pints I tasted were actually 2 ounces short. Wow. That's that shrinkflation. The cookies in this one were a total miss, in my humble opinion. 3.5 out of 10. Number 6 was Edie's. Overwhelmingly sweet. muddy flavors, better than average texture. Lots of cookies here, but small pieces. So, I mean, is that really lots of cookies or is that just speckles, you know?
Hey, that looked like a shake.
Yeah. No way at all. 4 out of 10. Turkey Hill, which we can get locally here at Giant Eagle. And so, you know, didn't exactly wow me, but it was the first ice cream to make me think, this is tasty. A mixture of pretty standard elements all around placed this one squarely in the middle, but it's not all bad. $5.49. You know, so for a half gallon for 48 ounces. So I don't think they actually do half gallons anymore. Again, nobody's really cooking the situation up, you know? Look at these. 6 out of 10 for Turkey Hill. Friendly, similar to Turkey Hill, didn't change my life, but a superb cookie to ice cream ratio and its creamy texture made this one really genuinely pleasant. And there's one really awesome thing about it. What is that? What is that one thing awesome? And there's one really awesome thing about it. As I scroll down, what is the awesome bit about?
Used to be a store.
Friendly's has a nostalgia factor like none other. But after doing this blind taste, I confirmed that nostalgia side, Friendly Stills makes a pretty mean carton of ice cream. While it wouldn't be hard for me to confuse this one with Turkey Hill, and my overall meh feelings toward each are nearly identical, Friendly's budget-friendly price point made it a total standout for me. There you go. At just 9 cents per ounce, more than 4 times cheaper than Haagen-Dazs, I thought this one was pretty exceptional. It was also marginally creamier than Turkey Hill, which was already a pretty good to begin with. Like Turkey Hill, cookie pieces are a little bit bigger, but there are still plenty of cookie pieces throughout, and no bite went without some cookie crunch. So that's pretty cool. Look at that. Contains a bioengineered food ingredient. I love it. 6.5 out of 10. Breyers, not Dryers, not Edie's, Breyers, Cookie Lovers was the one that was made for you. Cookie Lovers, this one was made for you. Breyers does not mess around when it comes to the cookies, and that wasn't the only great part about it. Confession, I grew up eating Breyers strawberry ice cream, whose sweetness I can't handle as an adult. So I had low expectations going in, and considering the brand was somehow the hardest ice cream to find in New York City, baffling, I know. I already had a bone to pick with them. However, after actually trying it, this one blew me away for multiple reasons. The first being those absolutely unbelievable cookie chunks. They advertise 20% more cookie pieces, though whether that's compared to previous recipes they've used or just an industry standard is unclear. Either way, they're not wrong because, y'all, these cookies are exceptional. There were lots of cookies in every single bite, and the pieces themselves were the largest and most substantial of any brand that I tasted. Yeah, that looked like a whole ass mini Oreo right there. So,
but the one thing about Breyers is it ice cream or is it frozen dairy dessert?
Yeah, depending on what it says on the package. This one says frozen dairy dessert.
Oh, why?
So that shit don't count.
So what's that about for the uninitiated?
It's missing what ice cream is required to have a certain amount of cream and as well as milk to be considered ice cream by the FDA.
Oh.
So and it's mostly whipped oil.
Yeah. So he found the ice cream to be creamy and smooth. That's because it's not ice cream, buddy. 8 out of 10, but if you know, you know. Van Leeuwen, expensive. It is. I was easily the prices of all the ice cream brands I tried, but it also was the most complex when it came to flavor, which made it worth every penny.
I never heard of this.
Yes, you have, because those are the ones who made the mac and cheese, the Kraft mac and cheese ice cream.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're aware. You are hip.
And they got Grey Poupon, too.
They do have mustard ice cream. In my never-ending quest to actually guess the brands I'm tasting, Van Leeuwen was one of the only brands I got correct. And honestly, I think it was fairly obvious. Van Leeuwen started in 2008 as a small ice cream truck in Brooklyn, and they're since scaled into a much larger operation with ice cream that's available nationwide. Even with that much growth, they've stayed committed to using high-quality ingredients, and that was obvious to me as soon as I got a taste of their ice cream. The biggest win here was the overall complexity and depth of flavor, which isn't really something I've noticed said about ice cream before. As I noted, I've simply never tasted ice cream like this before, and compared to every single one of the brands I tried, the flavor of Van Leeuwen's ice cream definitely stands out. The ice cream itself is obviously exceptional, but it tastes way better than plain old vanilla. It's wildly rich, and I even tasted caramel-like notes as I ate it. To be honest, I noticed something different and exciting in every single bite I took. It's a good-looking ice cream. The cookies themselves were also just so darn good. The cookies had the slightest hint of salt in them, which really elevated all the flavors. They even stayed delightfully crisp, which I cannot say of many of the other varieties. I don't want my cookies crisp, but maybe I would. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Van Leeuwen ice cream is definitely expensive, and it's certainly the prices of all the varieties I tried, but in my opinion, I feel like it was worth the money. It may not be the greatest purchase to go alongside a slice of cake or pie, but for a standalone scoop of ice cream that'll truly blow you away, I couldn't recommend it more. 9 out of 10. Meaning number 1 was Tillamook. I wasn't even aware ice cream could be this creamy, dreamy, or just so darn delicious. Tillamook is truly excellent in several ways, and even as a premium option, you get a lot for your money. I've always known Tillamook as the cheese company. Tillamook cheddar, simply excellent. But from now on, I'm going to start thinking of them as an ice cream company. I've seen this carton in the freezer section for many years now and never thought to try it. Now I'm wishing I could turn back time and only choose Tillamook because, folks, this is hands down the best ice cream I've ever tried. Similar to Van Leeuwen's cookies and creams, there aren't a whole lot of ingredients in this one, so that quality really stands out. They even mention on the carton that they use more cream than is legally required, since the FDA requires that products include at least 10% dairy milk fat to qualify as an ice cream and not a frozen dairy dessert. Your man knew that before I even read that. I want you to know. Your boy be out here knowing his food shit, bro, when it comes down to it. Whether it's the additional cream or some other matches they're doing over in Oregon, this was without a doubt the creamiest, smoothest, and fluffiest ice cream I've ever had. In terms of the cookies themselves, I was also incredibly happy with these ones. Like Van Leeuwen's cookies, these ones had a delightfully salty bite to them, which contrasted nicely with the super fluffy, just sweet enough ice cream. The cookie pieces might not have been as massive as those in Breyers, but still found the amount of cookies in this one to be perfectly acceptable, and honestly, the texture of this one made it worth it, so no matter the size or amount of the mix-ins presents. Seriously, folks, the fluffiness of ice cream simply cannot be described. Tillamook made a super balanced product. Nothing about it was too much or too little. It was just sweet enough without being overpowering, and that rich dairy flavor was there without feeling like I was chugging a gallon of heavy cream. So yeah, I have no shame in letting you know that my partner and I finished this carton just a day later, and I might just be a Tillamook convert for life, no matter the flavor. It's also worth noting that in terms of price, you'll get 4 times as much ice cream as Van Leeuwen for an entire $1 less. 10 out of 10. Tillamook is like the man just said in this article, Gabriel, in Oregon, and they do tours. So if you guys get down Oregon way,
just south of us,
maybe consider checking out the Tillamook Dairy. I'm gonna
have to look into that.
Yeah, I know they do tours, so I've had their cheese. I like this man. I had not considered trying their ice cream, so maybe I will. That was it for our news this week. Like I said, that last one, I just want to maybe rap you all about the, just in general, your vibes, your ice cream situation, how you get down.
I learned so much.
I usually I'm a Ben & Jerry's guy.
Yeah.
And my favorite from Ben & Jerry's is milk and cookies.
My favorite Ben & Jerry's is Half Baked, and it's the peanut butter variant of Half Baked because it's got peanut butter cookies in it instead. But my go up for ice cream is Jenny's gooey butter cake. Bruh.
I do like that.
That shit cost an arm and a foot, and so I don't get it that often. But when I come across, every now and again it'll hit sale at Target usually. And I can slide out of there with one for like $5 as opposed to $9 sometimes. It's very expensive ice cream. But It's very, very good. You can, like I said, I brought my mom some when she was here on one of her most recent trips here, and she was shocked by the quality of like I said, the milk itself. It tastes different. Nothing else you can taste will taste like that. I think they claim it's because they use grass-fed milk, and I don't know if that's true, but something about it be hitting. Jenny's go up, bro. Also, I think they're from Columbus. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I think
Was Jenny's?
No, they're from
I'll take your word
Ohio.
for it.
Yeah.
My favorite Jenny's is pineapple upside down cake.
Yes, it's so good.
But like you said, that shit is expensive as hell. That's not like a go-to for me.
Yeah. Yeah, they're headquartered down in Columbus, founded in 2002. But over there, what's that theater mall situation over there by IKEA? Is that Easton or is that Polaris?
That's
or
Polaris.
Gemini Polaris? Yeah, they had a Jenny's in there forever ago. Like, you know what I'm saying, like a standalone, not a freestanding Jenny's for like just forever ago. And it's like. And it still is there. It's right next to the Lego store. At least it was. I don't know if it still is.
That were you talking about is Gemini Way, but that's in Easton.
Okay, very good. So yeah.
Gemini Way is where IKEA is. Jenny's is Easton.
Okay,
that's where we stayed at when we were just in Columbus.
Yeah, big old AMC theater right there next to a Foot Locker or whatever shoe store.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is what I'm talking about. So there you go. And scrumptious. Just telling you that right now. But you know it is.
Don't get the rolled strawberry though. That shit is gross.
It's the very ideal sounds disgusting to me. But well, whatever. I hand the reins over to you, sir. First up, as always, is my man Tatum. Have at, sir.
I think I'm gonna pass it to Gabe since we haven't heard since he hasn't been on the show.
Oh,
all to the good.
That's like punishing my absence. That's not punishing. That's like rewarding my absence, though. No, that's like rewarding my absence. Like, this guy just shows up whenever he wants and he gets to go first.
No, like,
I know what you're saying, audience.
You have something like you haven't been here for a while. I'm sure.
I got things to talk about,
So first of all, I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay.
Second, I'm sure the people do.
Thank you to you and the people. Okay, so yeah, I do have a few things. As far as this going on lately, I've just been touring Washington. I like Washington. I'm enjoying it. I don't know how I feel about the winters. It's getting a little chilly in the morning here, and we're supposed to be chasing the sun, and so I don't know. Like, it's different if we were to settle down here and have winter clothes and a winter clothes closet and jackets and shit. But when you're living with limited space, as we do, you opted not to bring as much winter stuff, so you want to be where it's warm. So we might be heading south sooner than later for that reason. However, I do enjoy it here. I like people's general vibe. Lots of windows with acceptance in it, and like they'll emboss Black Lives Matter into their windows at the bars here. Not just like, oh, we just put it on as an afterthought. But like we're really, this is part of the building now. So that's cool. I mean, that doesn't mean they're not, they probably don't have problems, and I haven't seen my share of Let's Go Brandon stickers on trucks, but whatever. You got to take the good with the bad. No state's going to be perfect. So I do like Washington.
Enough to consider it home?
It's hard to say about any place right now. I think I find good and bad in a lot of places we've been to. I mean, I liked visiting Florida, but like, it's fucking Florida. Who wants to live in Florida?
Look,
no offense to the people who live there.
Yeah, like I said, we got heads down there, people who bang with this set, who live in Florida, and I appreciate you. Your state is governed in a way that makes me sad for you. It makes me worry for you at all times. So, yeah, fuck Florida.
Yeah. And their
Sorry, Delvin.
governor's punchable face.
Yeah.
But not to consider at home, I can't answer that right now. I'd have to. I still haven't gone to California or Oregon.
I'm excited for you to do Cali because it's just so long a state. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much of it, east to west, and so much of it north to south that it's like that is going to be a time to be had, man. I'm very excited for you to do Cali, man. Plus, I'm certain that you are going to link up with. You definitely can link up with Chaffee. You can probably link up with Sleeperhead and anybody else. Yeah, your cousin's out there now, right, in LA? So
yeah. So definitely gonna spend some time with her.
Yeah, so it's like it's a lot out there. So I get down with it.
But like, as far as things I've done lately in particular, I try to save some of that for the old on the road, which I haven't recorded in a while. And I apologize, but like a lot of shit's been going down. We'll
I have a substantial backlog of that I keep talking about. I need to post one, but it's been so busy with other podcastery stuff. They're loaded up. All I gotta do is make some art and just drop them in. I have so many of those. You are good.
Okay, good. I don't feel as bad.
Yeah.
One thing I did do recently, and this is what I'm slowly building up to, is I went to something called Dudestock.
I'm excited about this.
All right, so as a few of you should know, I hate saying that they should know that. Like, who the fuck am I?
Long-time listeners of the show, people who've been around, and friends and family who fuck with the show would know this. That's okay to say that.
Okay. All right, then you should know that one of my favorite movies is The Big Lebowski. I laugh every time I see it. I love it. I've never not enjoyed it. And so when I saw like down the street from a place we were staying had Dudestock, and they were like doing a whole thing for the movie. I'm like, I sent a picture to my wife and said, "What do you think? You guys would be in bed about this time. Think I can sneak out?" She's like, "Sure, go ahead." So I go to Dudestock. Okay. It's a viewing of the movie. They have some festivities beforehand. They're selling some White Russians. People are dressing in costumes. They have a costume contest. It was a good time to be had. So I went to Dudestock. I had a few White Russians, and I enjoyed the costumes. People watching the people watching was real fun. I think one of the best costumes there was like. This guy dresses as this very minor character. The dude's landlord was doing a dance quintet, and he does. He's like in this flesh-colored outfit with like a leaf crown and like a leaf.
Penis holder.
What would you call it? Like a sash.
Oh.
Yeah. No. A sash, okay. A sash and a waist, and a leaf around the waist. And the guy did it, and he's like built like the guy too from the movie. So it was like, oh, that's the best costume right there. A lot of people said that. It didn't win best costume. It didn't even win best costume in its category. It got beat up by like the three categories were like random characters, Jesus, Walter, and the dude. So one random character was dressed like one of the nihilists in the dude's acid flashback. When the nihilists are all like in red tights and carrying giant scissors, and she had the giant scissors and everything. I'm like, all right, I get it. The prop really made the outfit, so she wins. She won in her category, beating out the landlord, and she won overall, beating out in the overall of a guy who like. This guy had long hair and a beard. And he looked like the dude. He probably looked like the dude because it's Washington and it's his regular look. He just threw on the outfits. So I don't feel bad that the guy lost. It's not like he put a lot of work into the outfit. It's like, oh, I was born like this.
Did he have
grew out my hair and a beard? Yeah, he had a sweater. So that's the costume. He bought a sweater.
I mean, but did he have the sweater?
Yes, he had the sweater. So I'm gonna give him that.
Okay.
I'll give him that. He had the sweater and the sunglasses and the pants.
Did he have a right
and
runner
a pair of sandals? Yeah, we all did though. They were selling White Russians. All right. So we sit there, watch the movie. Good time had by all, and I'm not quite buzzed, and I'm a little disappointed because, like, how often do I get to drink and not have to worry about the responsibilities of being a father? Hey, there's a bar, and a bad decision before coming because I stopped there and said, let me get a local beer.
Okay.
Or 2 or 3. I had too many local beers.
Were they good?
They were all right. Not great. Nothing blew my socks off, but like, I got drunk.
Off 3 beers?
Well, off of 4 White Russians and 3 beers. It's not 12 ounces. They were pints.
Jesus Christ, were you like shitting yourself the next day? All that milk, all that cream? Fuck.
What?
I'm too damn old for this shit.
Oh, for sure.
I'm too damn old for this shit, and that's what went through my mind the whole next day as I had a shitty hangover. And guess what, everybody? It was moving day. We were moving from one campsite to another, hitching up the rig, making sure everything's in order, and I didn't drive. I was like, it was only an hour drive from one site to the next. But God, the whole moving process sucked. Just sucked. Just being hungover sucks in general. But every time I'm hungover and I got some shit to do, I always think about that pitcher. And I should really remember his name because I think about him often when I'm hungover. Like, he threw a perfect game with a hangover, even throwing up on the mound at one point. Like, I could pull this off, right? Are you going to look that up for me?
Of course.
That might be a myth, though. So now I'm gonna be all deflated.
The wild story behind David Wells' hungover perfect game.
David Wells.
Yeah. And Doc Ellis pitched on LSD.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that too. So yeah, I could set up the rig and make sure my family doesn't get killed while I'm moving and all that, right? But God, did it suck. And all I wanted to do was lay down and not exist anymore. It was karaoke night too, and I did all right. I was coaxed into singing. Yes.
I'm sorry, who coaxed you into this?
The alcohol did. And some people I met.
Oh.
At the bar.
Was you kicking it with strangers in the bar, my nigga?
Yes, I was kicking with strangers in the bar.
I love it. I love that for you, man. That is you are too old for that shit.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know these fuckers. They could rob me afterwards or something, or have their dirty way with me, and I don't know. I can't fight back because I'm old and drunk.
That's hilarious.
and it did get like. There was a few times where I'm like, oh God, what am I doing? Like, I got kids, and
why is that? Why is that what you go with? I got kids as opposed to I don't know anything else. But why is it that? That makes me laugh.
Because I'm gonna be 43 this year. I don't need some person I just met offering me mushrooms.
Did you take
them? Did that happen?
Yes. I said no, thank you.
Okay.
Oh my God, bro.
Have you ever tried mushrooms before?
No, I have not, and I was like, nope. Like, no. I'm glad I didn't. I was already hung over a nut. I don't know what the after effects of mushrooms are.
Shit.
So I did sing. He had me. What did he? he's like, he said, I need help on this song. So they handed me a second mic, and the two of us, what did we sing? Shit.
Ain't nothing but a G-Thing?
No, I can't remember. I drank too much. A lot of the night was a blur. But, like, one of the strangers I met, I think, is now requested to follow me on Instagram. I have to think about that for a little bit. And I don't remember, but I guess I gave him my Instagram information.
You're very pleasant. You're very pleasant when you drink, so you're probably.
When I drink, I'm very friendly and very likable. Oh, everybody wants to rule the world by Tears for Fears.
Fuck yeah, that's the jam. Good shit.
Yes, sang that, and on my own, I sang "To Be Loved" from Coming to America. Yeah,
I love it. I absolutely love it.
It just. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done getting drunk. I know I've said this before, and my wife has reminded me that I've said this before. But, like, I threw up a lot.
Oh.
I shit a lot. I did not rest enough.
It's too much cream. There's no way. No way. You 4 White Russians. You might as well just ate a bucket of Tillamook.
So, like, Dudestock was fun. The people watching was fun. Not the drinking was fun, but, like, I paid for it. I definitely paid for it. And I'm like, I had to remind her, like, I hardly ever drink. She's like, yeah, but your timing sucks. I'm like, well, I guess anytime I'm hungover. She's like, you get hungover when you have shit to do. I'm like, we got 4 kids. There's always shit to do. I don't remember the last time we woke up and said, hey, there's nothing to do today. Let's just stare at each other for the whole day. But yeah, being hungover on a moving day was like very poor judgment on my part.
I mean,
mea culpa.
Look, Dudestock showed up out of the blue, and you had a good time at it. There you go. That's just what it is.
I'm glad I didn't take her up on her offer for me to wear a bathrobe there, because it would have just smelled. She loves that bathrobe.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that is what I did, and I don't know. Like, I hate that the good time was tainted by the bad feeling the next day.
I don't think the good time was tainted. I think the next day just sucked, and that can be its own individual thing. Good time, yes. Met some strangers, did some karaoke, got drunk, watched your favorite movie. All by yourself, a little bit of you time, which never happens. It just never does.
Well, I chose a life that doesn't go for that.
No, I'm not. I'm not knocking it. A lot of dads chose that life and be still making themselves. All of it's still their time. You are a good dude, man. So you had a good time, and you earned it.
I'm glad I didn't take. I'm glad I didn't take the mushrooms. I think it's better that I didn't.
That is something, like, if you while you out there, because it's also they're legal in of Oregon, so
Is everything legal in Oregon? I could show heroin if I wanted to.
I believe so, but also that means you can just go to a shop and find legal and okay to take mushrooms, and maybe one night you and the lady can take some mushrooms and have a good time.
Who's gonna watch the kids?
That's why I say it at night, hoping that the kids will just be in their damn bed.
Maybe.
Just saying. I've never taken mushrooms. Vanessa always wants me to take mushrooms. It's like they're so great. You feel so great. I'm like, I guess, but I've always worried about hallucinogenics. But like I said,
do I want to see shit that's not there?
No, I don't, and I don't even know if that's the case. I think for mushrooms, it's just a good feel drug, but takes all your bad feelings and turns them into good ones. But I feel like if you and the missus could do that together, it's a nice little bonding situation. Keeps you on the back, to go buy yourself some orange juice. Because I'm almost positive that's mushrooms that you need the juice for. So there you go.
All right. I think I'm done with hangovers, though. I'm too old for them. I don't want them. I don't enjoy them.
That's why
I gotta find a stopping point.
I'm telling you right now, you switch over to marijuana beverages instead. Nice vibe, man. Also, like I said, them bad boys, clockwork. Drink it, 20 minutes later, ha! It's like, yes, that's perfect. And unlike when you eat it, you're not high like 6 hours later. It's a good time for a period of time, and then we all right.
And I also heard when you drink tequila, you don't really have as much hangovers because it doesn't have any sugar in it.
Oh. Yeah, I guess mixing was a bad idea too. White Russians with beer afterwards. I thought it was liquor before. I thought they said liquor before beer. You're in the clear, but just because it rhymes doesn't mean it works.
I thought it was beer for liquor. No, yeah, beer before liquor, never sicker. Huh, yeah, but then no one.
I thought I was in the clear.
No one threw cream in that conversation.
That's true.
And like, were they well made?
I heard.
Were they well made, right? White Russians, like they clearly were using quality ingredients and shit.
I don't know because like I got them out of a pitcher.
Oh, so they're batch mixed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a White Russian has 2 parts vodka, 1 part coffee liquor, and 1 part cream. Was that?
Yeah, I think they were using half and half. They were using half and half in ours. But I think the dude used half and half in his. So they're like, well, we got to do what the dude does.
There's a beverage here, man.
Oh, God, that movie's so fun. And I laughed my ass off every moment of that movie.
I was going to say, if you have not seen The Big Lebowski, is that a Coen Brothers joint?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is truly hands down one of their best pictures. It's just very special, and yeah, that's so good. What a weird movie. I will never understand why they killed Donnie off in that movie. What and how they killed Donnie off in that movie. It's like what was that about?
Well, if you watch Coen Brothers movies, but they're not all comedies, so it's like it makes sense in some of the movies that they'll sometimes just like, hey, fuck that character, I'm gonna kill him off, and it's like okay, they like I don't want to spoil it, so I won't even say which movie, but they have a movie where they kill the main character off camera. I'm like, really? Did they do that? Like, what happened? Wait, what happened there? Off camera, and I'm like, did he? I like this isn't an action movie, so he's not going to show up at the end and get revenge. But like, they really did kill the main character off, and like did it off camera with little to no fanfare. And it's like, huh. So yeah, Coen Brothers are quick to like Game of Thrones a character.
Let's just a quick update for the listener. The Cleveland Guardians have swept the Chicago White Sox, meaning they've taken 2 series in a row against teams that were at the time in second place against them. Minnesota hasn't won another game since we beat them last. They have just lost like whatever straight, and now are 10 games out of first place in our division. The White Sox are now 7 games out of first place. Our magic number, which is a number between wins and losses, our wins and other teams' losses, is 5 before we can take the American League Central. And just going to continue telling that tale because I am very proud of these youngsters. And let's see if Daniel is happy right now or angry. It is currently 23-14, 2:20 left in the game. So right now, we're up by 9 points. Pittsburgh has the ball.
No lead is safe in Cleveland.
2 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and they are driving. They are currently at what looks to be at the 20. What is about that? It was at like right kind of right at the 20-yard line, almost at their scoring. So 20 yards out from scoring. So
I'll say nothing.
Hey. Thought I'd sprinkle that magic in there. Very happy about the Guardians. Again, I try truly to not let the Browns bother me at all anymore. And it's not any old like, oh, because they're terrible. It's because I'm just like, nah. I'm saner for it. So, what else, man? Tell me more. Tell me more.
Speaking of Ohio, and this is the general discussion subject that I wanted to have. I don't know why I'm so descriptive, and I just let it happen organically, Gabe. Anyway, my wife is out talking to somebody in Washington, and we talk about and it comes up we're from Ohio, and the guy's like, yeah, man, Ohio, you guys are pretty mean out there, huh? I'm like, what? This is news to me, and I was surprised to hear this, and apparently it's a thing, not just Washington, but somebody who used to be from Michigan said yeah, I don't wear my sports gear there. I don't get my ass kicked. And is it just sports? They're like, no, you're mean. They're mean in traffic. It's just a mean state. And I'm like, really? I didn't know we had this reputation. My wife goes on to say well, you're mean. Why are you so offended? And I don't understand why she has to hurt my feelings. But anyway, were you guys aware of this stereotype? Because I remember, okay, this is as a aside, I remember 30 Rock, and in one of the earlier seasons, Liz has a boyfriend who's okay, I got this great job offer in Cleveland, and let's go check it out. So she goes to Cleveland, and they have this montage of, Cleveland's so friendly, and and that's because that's how New York sees us. This was this friendly hick town, and I'm like. And I turn to my wife and I say, I'm a little offended, that we think we're just a bunch of nice people or something. It's could you dissect that statement for a second? Because why are you offended that they think you're just Cleveland's full of nice people? So, evident therapy.
As always, Cleveland and the Cleveland general metropolitan area is very different than the rest of the state. We don't really get shitty about sports gear unless it's Steelers gear. You know what I'm saying? That's it's like our natural enemy. So that's about, and not really even, you know what I'm saying? Because my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? Me and Ant's homeboy Ken is a super Steelers fan, and he's still our homeboy. So I've never looked at him with disdain or anything. You know who really do get mad though? Box get mad at some of his friends because his friends be rooting for teams that ain't got shit to do with us at all, and they ain't never, and they've never even been to these cities. So his one buddy roots for the Red Sox. What the fuck is you doing rooting for the Red Sox? His one buddy roots for the Falcon, the Ducks, but he roots for the Falcons, and they're like, the fuck is that? Where did that come from? And so that's when some people get, and not mean. It's just it I guess it offends him to a soul as a Cleveland fan, sports fan. I was about to say I've never gotten to really beef in driving. I do get upset when people don't use their turn signals. And I definitely almost got hit by a car today because dude was was just going straight through the light. I was like, that light is red. You are just not going to stop, are you? So.
Well, three things. One, we T mentioned, we're from Cleveland. And we're almost Canadian, so let's not count us in that. Two, I don't want to bring race into it, but white people mostly do the angry driving and stuff like that, because until I remember I took a road trip to Columbus, and it was my first trip by myself in a car, driving for more than a couple hours, and every beep, every middle finger, every flashing light didn't come from a black person.
Well, I mean, I was just intrigued by this. Like this, we have a stereotype of being mean in Ohio, so I did look into it. I'm not the look up at Google experts you guys are, but like I did come across a couple articles that say Ohio is one of the rudest states in America. A recent study says that Ohio and Florida among the rudest in the United States, and like Ohioans. Are Ohioans rude? The study says yes, like the 10th rudest state in our union. So I'm like, I'm surprised by this. I guess
I'm not.
As Anthony's always said, the northernmost southern state. And so our behavior, us being similar to Florida, yeah, it's about right.
But I thought, well, if we're the northernmost southern state, where's the southern hospitality?
Yeah, see, that part doesn't exist.
Yeah, we're the northernmost southern state, but we forgot we left our manners down south.
Ah,
Yeah.
so I wasn't I wasn't aware of that. Like, yeah, I remember my friend, spent a lot of time in the South. He got used to how nice and charming the Southern girls are. Really was like, get a few drinks in him. He's like, these girls here, they're so mean. Like look at this bartender. He's like, she wasn't nice to me at all. Like, damn, she was perfectly nice to you. What's wrong with you? But like, does he have a point?
I remember Fran had took me to, was it Christie's? It was one of the strip clubs in the flats, and one of the girls was from Atlanta, and she was talking, and one of the things she said was, "The women up here are so mean." So,
wow, I'm still taken aback.
I don't think you should be surprised, Gabe.
I shouldn't. So we have a reputation for being mean here in Ohio. We should. I do nothing about that. We're grown ass people with free will. What am I going to do? But
well, first thing you should stop saying is we, because we seem to be pretty good people.
Yeah. Okay.
Leave yourself out of it.
All right.
Like
yeah. No one's a monolith. So you guys aren't surprised by this, and like as usual, we can we could say this. Nah, we can blame the white people for this.
The devils.
I'm not gonna say blame. I'm gonna say they lead the. It's not not a stereotype. They lead the theory.
Okay. All right. Huh. That I can get behind.
It's up to them to change the Ohio's reputation. It ain't up to us. We 13%.
Yeah, they want to be the majority. They want all the power, but no the responsibility that's come with it, huh?
There you go. You said it. You said it, Daywalker.
Oh my God!
As a daywalker and somebody married to a white woman with 4 white kids, I feel like I can get away with this stuff. Like you're gonna accuse me of being racist towards white people? Some of my favorite people are white.
Just you guys.
Oh my God!
Just you and Tom Hanks.
All we need to do is get this 1 yard, and then the clock will time out. That's all we need, 1 yard.
So you watching the game now?
Yeah, I just threw it on right quick, and he got the yard.
All right, that does it.
Hold on, let's see if they're gonna give it to him. Give me 4 progression. They're gonna measure, I think.
For dramatic effect.
He put the tip of the ball right on the yellow line on TV. So let's see when they bring the chains out. I just watch where the ref put the ball, which actually some bullshit because I saw where the player got. the chains are running out right now. We got the yard by that much, and I'm not joking. That's ball game. Excellent. We can just run the clock out. Hey, good job, Brownies.
There you go.
Couple of wins for the city of Cleveland tonight. That's what's up. Plus, you got to hear Gabe on the podcast. I'm saying Ohio, we paying.
Yeah, let's celebrate by punching a few Steeler fans in the face.
Oh.
I mean, they're gonna do it anyway. I mean, my words make no difference.
Don't be Ohio rude.
Oh man.
But you want to know who's rude? I hate to say this, but like, I got some rude ass kids, and I don't just say this. I say this lovingly because, like, as I speak right now, I'm looking at a laptop with a cracked screen.
Oh.
And how did this happen? It wasn't out of anger or anything, but like, my wife's heading out to go shopping. On the way, she's going to drop me off at the lodge, where I'm currently at right now, to work and to do the laundry. So I'm not too far from the laundry, but I'm carrying my work laptop and I'm carrying my white laptop because me and T were going to see, like, hey, is Gabe going to get on tonight? Do we have the internet to make it work? Let's test it with this laptop. I asked my son to carry the laptop. It's a relatively small laptop, smaller than a notebook. And he's like, and I'm like, carry this and carry this notebook because I already got a bunch of stuff in my hands. I got laundry. I got a work laptop. And he's like, I can't carry it. And he throws it.
What?
He's like, he was struggling a little bit. He got frustrated. And he just, like, he tosses it, not like whips it hard, but like kind of fumbles it a little bit and it's like, fuck, it's not my laptop, and lets it fall to the ground. Now, I didn't think it sounded bad, but I'm like, maybe it's all right. I mean, it's working. I'm on the podcast right now. I'm making it work, but like there's cracks in the screen and I'm not happy about it. I've been looking into articles and such, like, about my child's frustration, because he does get frustrated easily. And because I'm not going to do what my dad does and yell him out of frustration. That does not work. So he's 6 years old. It's an age where you get frustrated. I'm hoping you can't just count on the kid to grow out of, the behavior that you may find troubling, or that's not. I hate to say find troubling because it makes it seem like, oh, he's inconveniencing me. No, it's not helpful to him to get so frustrated. So, yeah, they can grow out of it, but why count on that when you can work with the child? And been trying some things, breathing, and it's like, I feel your pain, son. What just happened is not very nice. I bet you feel real frustrated there. It's okay to feel frustrated, but what can we do about that frustration? So I'm working with him, but man, oh man. He's an adorable little kid, and he gets away with a lot because of that adorableness, but man, he's killing me sometimes.
You built better than I am. Although I don't fucking know. If my kid would have did that, I probably would be the same thing, because I don't bear that kind of anger or frustration toward my kids that my mom seemed to have against me and mine, and that's because I didn't like feeling that way, So I've tried to be better about that as a parent. So even though I say I'd be mad, I probably wouldn't be, or I can't definitely say I would be. It'd be like frustration. It'd be like, man, that sucks. I have an example. I got a lightsaber once for Christmas some years back. The day I got it, Xander dropped that bitch, broke it. And I was super upset about it. And like I kept that lightsaber only recently went out in the trash finally, because it kind of half-ass worked. You know what I'm saying? but also was real broken that if you left it on, you could be just sitting in the living room and all of a sudden the lightsaber would just go and light up, which was no bueno.
You say no bueno, I'll say realistic.
Random lightsaber lights up is enough to, especially because you know your man is a scary ass motherfucker. So I'm like, oh shit. So
the force was strong with you.
It sucked, and I know even to this day he's still sad off of that he broke my lightsaber. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't like that he carried that with him all those years. And so I'm with you in that regard, bruv. It's like you don't want to be putting on them what was put on us.
Yeah, my son. This is the same son who, when younger, broke like 2, not 1, 2 TVs, and like to this day, if you bring it up, he gets sad about it. So he feels. I don't know. What's the proper amount of bad? Like, because I can't. It's not. It's. He doesn't spit out coins when he feels bad about something to reimburse me for the money I spent on the TV. But like, what's the proper amount of bad? I don't know. He feels bad about it, so
it ain't gonna fix itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The TV's not gonna get fixed. The laptop not gonna fix. The shit happened. We have a proper conversation about why we shouldn't do it, and we keep motherfucking moving. That's all you can do.
It's not like he's like, yeah, I broke your laptop. Yeah, I broke your TV. What?
You broke you broke ass bitch. Yeah.
Go buy a new one. You got money, you buy it. It's not like I have to pay for it. Fuck you. It's not like he taunts me to this day. Like, remember when I broke your TV? Yeah. How'd that feel? Still burns, don't it? So no, I'd be worried if it was that shit. Like, that would be troubling.
Yeah, to say the least. So it's all right, man. He got a bad record. Bad. You're saying it's, and lesson learned. You know better than pass the mic the next time. You're like, hey, are you ready to can you take this or so forth and so on, or not to have so much in your arms that you need to be called upon.
Yeah, true.
Others to assist you. You know.
Well, I don't want to ask the oldest for like everything. I feel bad for her sometimes because she's the most reliable. What am I going to do? I gotta go. Like, I gotta run the reliable run back up the middle. I know I'll get the yards. I can't like say, oh, you carried the ball too much. Let me hand it off to this guy who might do it. So I'm like, yeah, I asked the oldest to do a lot, and she's like, oh, again? Oh, why do you always ask me? Oh, why don't you ever ask them? I'm like, I know because I can count on you. When you get older, you'll feel good about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just tis what it is, kiddo. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to put this on you. I'm not trying to put it on your shoulders, but you're damn good at what you do. That's why I made you first.
If I had that one first breaking my TVs and everything, you might not exist.
Yeah.
They break TVs? Fuck this. Going to the doctor.
I ain't even fucking with this no more, man. Oh my God. Thank you, Gabriel, for just coming through and drop some gems on. You got a nice full helping, heaping helping us from Gabriel. And none of those stories are going to be on the road. Those are all skim exclusives. It's getting late in the evening, and Aunt and I are not really up for a lot of chitty chat, so I'm just going to skip it. Unless you just have something you must tell me, Anthony, this night.
I don't.
Worry not then, man. We gonna head on down to the mean streets of Reddit and visit the subreddit Am I the Asshole. But before we do that, we're gonna take a small detour and check an update from a story we shared with you last week. So last week we had an Am I the Asshole that was about a woman whose husband canceled her plane ticket to her sister's wedding as a means to try to keep her from leaving and going to her sister's wedding. And that woman was like, I ain't doing that. I'm going to my sister's wedding. And so she just drove because it was only like 4 hours away is what she ended up saying in the Am I the Asshole. Oh. Reddit was like, yo, that dude is a problem. All sorts of red flags. And one of the things he said was that he had let go or fired their babysitter because they had robbed the babysitter had robbed them. But people on Reddit was like, well, is that true? And she was like, I never thought to ask because she has faith in her partner, and maybe one correct or did. And so they was like, yo, you should ask that babysitter. You should hit that babysitter up and see what's what and blah, blah, yakety schmackety. And I was looking at that Am I the Asshole today as I was, hunting for new ones for this week. And at the top of it, I noticed it said I have an update on my own page that was probably there last week. I just didn't notice it. And so I went and got that update for us to go over today. And so, update on my Am I the Asshole thread. Am I the asshole for going to my sister's wedding after my husband canceled my plane ticket? Update. So I contacted the babysitter via social media. I sent her a DM telling her who I was and mentioning the incident that happened at our home. I didn't think she'd respond given it'd been over 7 months since she left us. But I was surprised when she responded in 2 hours' time. I, again, mentioned the incident to her and asked if she could explain to me what happened. She sent me a long wall of text swearing she never took anything from our home and that my husband came home and was lashing out at her and the kids for no reason. She said they didn't talk to him that day, but then brought up a previous interaction they both had. Then she claimed that he touched her inappropriately while she was in the kitchen while he was in the kitchen with her. This caught me off guard. I asked her to expound on that, and she said she wasn't sure it was an accident or that he did it deliberately. She said he didn't say anything, but his looks made her uncomfortable. She also said that she was willing to let it go till she saw that he started leaving her text days later, demanding she respond to him. Then, the day he accused her of the robbery, he just lashed out at her for criticizing her work and then told her to leave and not come back. She said he didn't accuse her of anything being stolen, just lashed out and told her to leave. I couldn't wrap my head around this. I don't know what to say. Basically, she was saying that he tried to hit on her, but then said she wasn't sure if it was an accident. Then he just all of a sudden came home one day and lashed out, then told her to leave. I can't make sense of this. I went to try to speak to him on that, but he kept blocking my attempts to discuss it. So I blew up, showed him the babysitter sent me, and he remained calm, which is completely out of character for him. He kept repeating the line, "She's lying to you," while I absolutely lost it on him. I threatened to take the kids and go stay with my friend, which is what I'm going to do today after he leaves the house.
Make him go.
Since he said that I can't do that, then I'm waiting till he's out. He kept calling me crazy to believe some kid's story over his and insisted that I was looking to dig up dirt to start a fight. I refused to continue fighting. I just kept my distance from him. This is just horrible. I did not see this coming. I feel like a cold wave just hit me and I don't know what to say about this. And worst of all is that I have no evidence or proof. I'm going to be taking some space from him for now till I clear my mind and think of what I'm going to do going forward. Yeah, it's a wild one. And
Reddit out here ruining lives.
or getting people out of dangerous situations.
That sounds like right.
I'm gonna go through just a few comments here. This person says, "Take the kids. If you have messages, screenshot everything. Screenshot what the babysitter told you. Screenshot you buying the ticket and then him canceling it. If his mother thrashed you via DM, screenshot that too. Don't yield on this. The first step of everything is realizing something is not good. You've already reached that step. Your family will help you. Your friends will help you. Don't yield. Don't give up. Good luck." And the OP responded, "Yes, I'm too overwhelmed right now, but I'll make sure to store those messages. already kept all his messages, including his mom's verbal attacks toward me. It's awful the way he and his mom treat me in front of the kids, no less. I'm at the end of my rope, and I feel suffocated, and my chest feels tight and heavy. I will need to get fresh air later on and away from the kids just so I could get my thoughts in order. And then we got a big old glow in the dark one. And so let's take a look at this glow in the dark one. And this is just some advice for people in situations that are kind of abusive. And this is what this woman is for. This is what this advice is for. Change your phone password right now to something he would not be able to guess. Include symbols to complicate it. If you have the Find My Phone settings on, connected to his phone, turn it off now. Go for a short walk to calm down. When you come back, in order to make him less suspicious, you could apologize for overreacting, act like nothing's wrong. Start getting all important documents together, quietly. Same with medications. Don't say anything to the kids until you're out of there, because they could let it slip or freak out. Wait 5 minutes after his car has left the driveway in case he decides to test you by coming back immediately before you start packing. In the meantime, putting together a getaway bag for each of your kids is easy if you start without the bag. Pick some shirts, pants, underwear, sleepwear, hoodies, and put them in the top drawer of their dressers or somewhere else where they can also reach, where you can grab them all at once. You can do this under the guise of doing laundry, sorting the kids' messy drawer. If your kids have a few favorite toy stuffed animals, put them where they are easy to grab in a rush. Same with a favorite blanket, unless it's in the bed covers. Fold it up and leave it on the end of the bed. Do the same with your own clothing, but keep it somewhere he is less likely to see find suspicious. Any family heirlooms, precious, expensive items, discreetly put them in a spot where you can grab them quickly without him being suspicious. Maybe with your kids' clothing or your papers or documents. Same with snacks for the kids. If you have a box that dry food came packaged in, store some snacks in there, granola bars, crackers, etc. Is the car in his name only? Do not take it very far, i.e. your sister's house, because he can report it stolen. I'm assuming you have a shared bank account. The first thing you do after leaving the house is go to the bank, withdraw some money, at least enough to stay at a hotel for a couple of nights, if necessary. If you don't have access to it but have credit cards, buy something and choose cash back. Do not go to your friend's house because he will expect you to go there. Let her, your sister, and family know what's happening. See if you can stay with family. Go to a woman's shelter and have a family member pick you up if possible. Do not answer his calls, texts, emails. Just laid it all out there.
That's thorough.
Yeah, it's sad that it has to be thorough. Man, I don't know what's up with this dude. Truly, I don't. I'm a stranger on the internet. But he was on some nonsense. And so I truly cannot call it, and I won't. And we'll get on to some regular amateur assholes. Anyway, next up, am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that she upstaged me at my wedding? I, 30 female, recently got married to Matt, 30. Matt has a stepsister, Tiffany, 28 female. I have met her less than 10 times in the 5 years I dated Matt, as she doesn't live nearby and is not close to my husband. However, she was invited to our wedding. I should mention that Tiffany is very attractive. She is pretty, with a currently fashionable body type. She also dresses well and spends money on her appearance. This is well known, and even though I've only met her a few times, whenever she is brought up, my in-laws always mention as being very interested in her image. I don't begrudge her this at all. The ceremony went fine. The ceremony went fine. But afterwards, while my in-laws were congratulating me, and my father-in-law commented that I looked beautiful, and in the next breath mentioned Tiffany did too. His wife caught his eye and shook her head, but I ignored it. When Tiffany came over to say congratulations, she looked stunning. Her dress was beautiful and fitted her perfectly. Her hair and makeup looked like they'd been done professionally, and she was wearing a pair of obviously designer shoes. Her outfit was totally appropriate for the event, but I was still weirdly upset by how she looked and immediately felt self-conscious next to her. Even Matt told her she looked great, and they rarely talk.
Whoa.
For the rest of the night, every single male guest.
Sorry.
For the rest of the night, every single male guest at the wedding asked about Tiffany, who she was, how I know her, if she was a single, etc. By the speeches, I was fed up and almost in tears, and even the best man mentioned her in his speech off the cuff.
What the fuck?
I let it go, went on my honeymoon, and tried to forget the whole thing. We came back about a week ago, and this past weekend had dinner with my in-laws. Tiffany was visiting, and we learned that she had gotten engaged. She showed us her comically large ring and said she was planning to have the wedding next year, and that it would be a black tie event. Before I could stop myself, I jokingly said that I was pretty sure I had already been to her wedding. Wow. I was the one in the white dress. Wait a minute. I was the one in the white dress. Okay. She asked me what I meant, and I thought there was no point in lying, so I just admitted I felt she upstaged me at my wedding. She laughed and said, "You can't upstage a bride." I asked if I could wear white to her wedding, and then she shrugged and then said, "If you think it'll help."
Oh, that's fire.
Oh.
She then apologized if I felt her outfit was inappropriate. My in-laws moved the conversation on, and we went on with dinner. When we got home, my husband blew up on me saying I embarrassed him by being petty and jealous of Tiffany. He said he doesn't even like her, but even he knows she can't do anything about what she looks like or the clothes she can afford. And I made myself look bitter and childish. And him by association. I admit it wasn't my best moment, but I thought he would at least understand how I felt, given that he heard everyone's comments that night. He's demanding I apologize. Apologize is spelled with an S, so these people are of that kind of people. I apologize to Tiffany and his parents, but I don't think I said anything that heinous. Am I the asshole?
Okay, as Anthony was pointed out before, brides do get a certain amount of leeway in these naughty asshole scenarios, but
not this time.
This was not at her wedding. This was a couple of weeks after the fact, and you was just holding on to the seat. You went on a whole ass honeymoon.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say yes. You are the asshole.
Yeah, you are the asshole in this situation. But let's see what the good people of Reddit think. You're the asshole. You know what makes Tiffany attractive compared to you? Her confidence. If you think it'll help. Whoa. What a classy, confident woman Tiff must be to react to such a petty, jealous attack with such a smooth shutdown and followed up with an apology despite being wholly unnecessary. If you weren't feeling threatened by her, you could learn a thing or two. Hell, I'd love to learn a thing or two from her. Edit. So I read some of the OP's responses, and apparently Tiffany has been engaged for quite some time, and that class act of a woman presumably still waited until after OP's wedding to show off her ring. Just what a woman.
Wow, even the commenters are like taken with her.
I'm trying to scroll to see if anybody. Oh no! There we go. Love a glow in the dark comment. This is by Crystal Zelda, who is a certified proctologist in this particular subreddit streets. No, because she's engaged.
That ass?
She gets in that ass. Thank you. Yeah, OP is mad at the wrong people here. I don't think it's rude of all guys, if OP's account is accurate, to be slobbering all over Tiffany to the point where they're hitting OP up for her wedding day for deets on her to get in with her sister-in-law who has a fiance. For the rest of the night, every single male guest at the wedding asked about Tiffany, who she was, how I know her, if she was a single, etc. By the sweet I was fed up, all that stuff. OP, I actually am with you that I would also probably feel miffed if people were asking me for my guest digits on my wedding day. But none of that is Tiffany's fault. She's not the one who was inappropriate. She's not the one who was pestering you about other guests on your wedding day. Like the White Rose Queen said, all she did was exist in a space you invited her to. Maybe Tiffany also didn't enjoy having a bunch of dudes hitting on her all night and being mentioned in the best man speech. I know I wouldn't either. If you should be upset with anyone, it should be with your male guests for their boorish behavior, not Tiffany. They're the ones that created the situation through their actions, not her for simply breathing while hot.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just taken care of and we leave it there.
Yeah,
Man, I got two more, but I really don't want to do both of them. So I'm giving you these two. You guys will pick.
Okay.
And pick. Don't just say I'll do whatever the next man do. Pick. Okay.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for ordering a Coors Light at a fancy dinner with my girlfriend's parents?
We gotta hear.
Am I the asshole for threatening to kick out my coworker/roommate for kissing my best friend?
Oh, that sounds sexy and intriguing. I'm gonna say that one.
I say Coors Light.
Oh,
I want Coors Light, and I will be the tiebreaker here. Coors Light it is. But, Gabriel, I will save this other one, and we will do it next week, okay?
All right. Sounds good. Everybody's happy.
Let me throw it in the Am of the Asshole folder, so it's right there. All right.
I really want to see a picture of Tiffany.
Same. Yeah, anyway. Am I the asshole for ordering a Coors Light at a fancy dinner with my girlfriend's parents? Recently, my girlfriend, 29 and I, 31 male, 29 female and I, 31 male, went out to the East Coast to visit her parents. We've been dating for almost a year and things have gotten serious and they wanted to meet me. She and I come from somewhat different worlds. I grew up hunting and fishing in rural northern Midwest, while she comes from a well-to-do New England family. But we met in the city where our adult lives and careers have both led us. Anyway, recently, like I said, we both traveled to the East Coast to visit her parents. I first met them at their home, and it went well. And we were to meet for dinner at a casual but nice seafood restaurant on the Atlantic seaboard just a few hours later. I felt a little intimidated, but I wore a nice outfit to dinner, and her parents seemed to like me, and we got along well. Her parents first ordered some raw oysters and paired a nice glass of white wine to go with for all of us. Raw oysters aren't my thing, but I ate them and to be polite and drank the wine. But when it came time to order our entrees, I had settled on a fried seafood platter. I'd already looked at what was on tap, and when the server asked what I wanted to drink, with that, I ordered a tall Coors Light. There were a ton of options on tap, and maybe I should have been a little more adventurous, but it had been a long day, and I just wanted something wet and cold that wouldn't challenge my taste buds.
Sounds like a commercial.
That's a wet and cold and won't challenge your taste buds. That's the worst commercial ever if that's what your commercial is. The dinner went just fine, but afterwards, when we were alone, my girlfriend asked why I ordered a Coors Light out of every single thing on the menu. I told her I just didn't feel like anything else, and she said that I had embarrassed her in front of her parents, that they had taken us out, and that I ordered the one redneck beer they had in reserve just in case a redneck showed up.
Leave her.
Yeah.
I think that she was being mean, but maybe I didn't really read the room. Again, audience, I want you to know that y'all be pinning it on T and saying T to always telling motherfuckers to break up, but both y'all said to break up this time.
Yeah. This is a breakup. Yeah. I imagine him ordering a Coors Light and like people swivel their heads, the harp music stopped playing, somebody dropped the monocle out of their eye.
Fell into their clam chowder.
A Coors Light.
Like it wasn't a PBR.
Whereas in reality, no one, not even her parents, noticed that man ordered a goddamn Coors Light. No one did. No one gave a fuck but her.
God, I'm blanking right now.
Well, if it comes to you, you jump in with your bits, sir. It's no worries. Of course, everyone says this man is not the asshole. I was just trying to see if anybody gave any stellar.
It's like the Trick Daddy video where he has fried chicken delivered to the fancy restaurant.
Oh my god! Not the asshole outside of your terrible tasting beer. Yeah, my mother drinks Coors Light. Okay, 73-year-old black woman drinking Coors Light. That's what the beer you're drinking, buddy. Just pointing that out to you. People can order whatever they want at a restaurant. I would say the only time some restraint is required is if the item is expensive and you're not paying for it. But we know Coors Light isn't expensive. Anyone who judges you, and I mean actually judges you, not lightheartedly poking fun at your choice in beer, for that is definitely the asshole. Sounds like your girlfriend was nervous. Either that or she has some real issues with image. I think it's worth a more in-depth talk about why your choice of beer was really so important. Yeah, I like that. I like that that's the way this person presented that discussion. I'm trying to see if the Coors guy didn't comment at all after having posted that. So, tis what it is, man. Nah, you're not the asshole, poor guy. Sorry you had to suffer through it. Yeah.
Yeah, that speaks more volumes of her than him.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. So we will simply hope that she can do better, and like I said, nerves and everything else. So maybe some maybe that's just all that's going on.
Maybe if she didn't want him drinking Coors Light, she should have said so before the dinner.
Yeah, I guess she could have been like, "Hey, man, when you order, don't order cheap beer." I don't fucking know, but also I don't like her bandying about the term redneck because it's a bit rude unnecessarily. You feel me?
Yeah.
And also it makes it puts herself on a pedestal, and like I'm going to look down at you and I think less of you, and it's like, nah, bruv.
I mean, lost that blue blood.
You're not married yet. Like, get out before the getting's, get out while the getting's good.
You can do that. You could also just, chat and just be like, hey, baby, what's up with that?
What she did know is he owned Coors Light. And you just messed up. Big mistake. Big mistake.
Oh, man. Oh, but you know what I'm saying? There you go. That's the asshole for this week. I'm gonna let me pull up my notes here, and I'll tell you, I'll quickly run through my little entertainment this week. Things I've watched this week include Harley Quinn. I'm all caught up on that. And in fact, that season is done, so that I'm actually finished with that. They have already been greenlit for season 4, so I'll get some more Harley Quinn next year, and I'm excited for that when it returns. I am caught up on She-Hulk. Watched She-Hulk before we got on mic tonight. Goddamn, I love that show. Just each week, it is simply a delight to watch, and this episode was particularly good and kind of set up a little further on who's going to be our big bad by the end of it. So excited for that as well. Great show. Deathloop, which I played last year on the PlayStation 5, as it was a PlayStation 5 exclusive for 1 year. That year has now come and gone and has been released on Xbox as a part of Game Pass because the company that makes it is owned by Xbox. And so I started playing Deathloop again on Xbox, and gosh darn it, do I love it. And of course, I'm watching The Great British Bake Off, which is back and better than ever. And if I'm watching Great British Bake Off, that means we are podcasting about Great British Bake Off on our Great British Bake Off podcast, Krème Patisserie, a Great British Bake Off podcast. And it's a delight. It's Aunt, myself, and Nick Jew from What's the Tea. And if any of that sounds pleasant or fun, like a good time to you, or if you like Bake Off and would love to hear discussions about it from a person, people of color's view, then I would tell you to get down with Krème Patisserie. It's available everywhere you get podcasts at. Krème is, of course, spelled with a K, because you know how we do in the house that Skim built. And like I said, I would definitely tell you to get down with that show. It's great. If you listen to it over on Spotify, it is hosted on Anchor, meaning that it has poll questions and also just a general Q&A that you can answer over there on there. And like I said, well worth it for you to. I think it's a great show. I think we do great with it, and we will. New episode comes out in about 15 minutes, and we'll be recording that episode Tuesday. By the time you hear this, it will already be out. So get yourself some Krème Patisserie. I'm very proud of it. I also got that summertime episode of a podcast up that I want to get up. Simple, short episode, about 19 minutes. It's not gonna take you all day to hear it. But it was a good time, and I'm excited to have got that up and running and got that show back on Apple Podcasts where it can be listened by a lot more people. Also got it up on Stitcher because Anthony goes up for Stitcher, and so therefore anything that Anthony participates in has to be up on Stitcher because that's how he rolls. And so I got that up on Stitcher as well as Krème Patisserie. Again, everywhere you find podcasts, a podcast, and Krème Patisserie, again spelled with a K, are available. That's what's up for me in entertainment this week. And what about you? Games, books, movies, whatever.
I'm replaying Last of Us. Well, I kind of took a break this week.
Okay.
But I've been watching that. I'm rewatching Banshee again on HBO Max.
Okay.
Because the Homelander from The Boys, I didn't realize they was the same people. The star of Banshee is Homelander.
Nice.
So I've been rewatching that, and that's pretty much it. I haven't really been playing a lot. This has been like an up and down week, and it's a short week because I'm off work tomorrow. So, no, of course. Oh, okay. She-Hulk. I watched that right before we start recording, and
okay.
I think that's it.
All right. You been watching anything, reading anything, playing anything, so forth?
No, been busy training on a new job and other moving stuff and looking at stuff. But entertainment-wise, I have been watching House of the Dragon, and it's been longer than I can recall since I watched I watched a show that came out weekly, like that.
Yeah.
In real time. It's like
should I be watching that show, man?
I like it. I'm enjoying it. So I do recommend it, but like at the same time, if it shits the bed, then I wasted your time by recommending it.
What is it? 5-6 episodes deep at this point?
Yeah. So you can catch up easy.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yes, I haven't watched a show like in real time like that in years.
Yeah. So of course, Bake Off is a weekly show. Abbott Elementary I watch weekly. When it comes back, Grand Crew as a show I watch weekly.
Oh, I forgot Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Atlanta's back, and so that's another weekly John. So here in this last season. So I don't know. I'm with you on that, bro. It's interesting when you've been being served entire series. You know what I'm saying? This whole time, Harley Quinn has been weekly. I've been watching that weekly. Of course, the Marvel shows are weekly, so I've been watching those weekly.
I'm so behind on those, though. I just watch it. I watched Moon Knight on an entire day.
I like that you have found a show that does come out weekly that you enjoy enough to put the weekly effort into watching it. So that's more that says a lot more about that show than anything else, that you are putting in the effort to watch it weekly. And so definitely, I would certainly probably give that show a watch. Vanessa had been like, she started, didn't like it, then she kind of watched more of it and got into it. So she's like, maybe you should watch it, and I'm like, maybe.
It's slow. It doesn't do the whole big bang, shocking things that Game of Thrones did out the gate, but like. Maybe not a more methodical pace will pay off at dividends later on.
Good. Like I said, I will. We'll see. Nick Jew just told us the other day I should watch Severance. So I think I want to do that. What else is coming down the pipe? Ted Lasso got announced for FIFA 2023 this yesterday, which made me laugh. So Ted Lasso and AFC Richmond will be available to play in FIFA.
Oh.
So a delight if ever there were one. But there you go. There is a show. See how easy that is? Thanks for joining us this week. I hope you like what you heard. Our missing man was Lunchbox Susie or not now. He will again be out next week. Don't worry, nothing bad or whatever. It's just the same things. He just is all about this football. He's out this week to watch the Browns beat the Steelers, as that turned out, And he's out next week because he's traveling to Atlanta to watch the Browns play the Falcons. So, the man loves his football. That's Tatum216. Oh, wait. I'm leaping. I am leaping. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join us over on Twitter at Skimpod, SKIMPOD. If you got a few bucks to toss our way and care to support the show financially, then join us over on Patreon. Where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. And I've been trying to throw some stuff toward members of people with $1 tier as well. Just saying, when I put up pictures of things we've discussed and so forth. So you're not left completely dry if you come in at the $1 level, okay? And some shows I'll put up I put up that podcast like a day early and just was like, there you go. If you're here, you can check it out early. So I'm out there. I'm attempting to make sure things work. We got merch over at tpublic.com/users. That's Stay Crunchy Milk, all one word. There could be a sale going right now, and I would not know to tell you. But if you want a shirt, go cop a shirt. I'm wearing right now. You can't see it. I'm wearing a Stay Crunchy Milk hoodie. So fashionable, so warm in this currently 56 degree weather. That's some bullshit. It was 86 degrees yesterday, and this damn 30 degree swing has got me not happy. Summer really was like, that's your last one, motherfucker, and then was kiss the gang goodbye. Feel free to give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. That is the hotline for all our shows. Podcast, Krème, Patisserie. You wanna reach out to us and hit us up, please do at that phone number and let us know what's happening with the happening and getting down with the get down. That now is Tatum216.
Good night.
That is the Real ODP.
Sleep well, my friends.
I am the Internet Stereo 713. You have just been podcast 2, and I'm certain you loved it. We will catch you next time. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.